card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bad body. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full run, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to iBoxingHub. I go by the name of BNG, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
All good, cuz. All good. How's your weekend been?
It's been all right, no? Can't complain. It's been all right, yeah. Boxing, can't complain, mate. Can't complain.
You know what? At least we got boxing, man. You know, it was quite a miserable weekend for United. We obviously got beaten by Newcastle. But look, the show goes on. Got boxing. So, yeah, cuz, look, we had some tremendous events yesterday. So, once again, obviously, before going live, I'd like to obviously give a shout out to Al Heyman from our iBoxingHub, of course. Our sister Aisha, she obviously has a Green Diamond show, which is every Monday. So, guys, if you're not watching that, tune into that. Rico and Ra, obviously, they've got their RnR hours, and which is the main event, which is us. We've got the boxing roundups, which is every Wednesdays and obviously Sundays at 7:30. But, cuz, let's get down to business. You know the phrase. There was obviously an event yesterday, Belfast, I believe. Our brother Ra was there to obviously witness the event. But what's your take on the overall sort of production of the show? How would you rate the zones? Not the zone, really. It's more Matchroom. How would you rate sort of their production?
They always deliver. Can't lie. Always deliver. You know, it's worth the money. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's £20 a month. It hurts, but it's what it is. But no, the event overall, especially the main event, it was touching. You know, I believe the fight ended in round 7. But what was more touching was that the story behind it, because what's his name now? What's his name again? The winner. Oh, my mind's gone blank.
Yeah, Jordan Gill.
Yeah. Obviously, he was out of boxing for like 13 months, didn't it? Because he was going through his own personal issues, etc. But one thing that stood out was just that, you know, regardless of what you go through in life, you know, always stay motivated, always believe in your dream, in your abilities. You know, you can achieve. Do you know what I mean? And what he displayed yesterday, dude, like it's tremendous. Do you know what I mean? You know, nothing but much respect, and you know, I wish him all the best, and hopefully he becomes a world champion one day in the super heavyweight division.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely have to agree with you. And look, we've got a lot of people sort of tuning in today. Obviously talking about the Ryan Garcia main event. But look, Drew P. Zach, thank you so much for tuning in. He's obviously saying Ryan has a lot of potential. Don't worry, we're going to get into the main event topic. And big up Palamos Music as well. He's obviously saying for him, Ryan looked terrible. And Drew is obviously saying he has to get used to the weight. Yeah, he's obviously moved up to 140. And Blunt Therapy is obviously big up to you as well. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. He's obviously saying Ryan had more of a jab, but needs to stop measuring. Cuz before we sort of get into the main event, Ryan Garcia and you know, Oscar Duarte. Look, it was good. It was good for Jordan Gill to get that victory. Like you said, there was a tremendous story behind it. Massive shout out to Bazza as well. You know, he does a lot in the back end, and it was great just to see, you know, celebrations at the end. They came and they conquered, and they're leaving Belfast with that victory. So now big up to them, big up to Ben Davison, big up to the whole team that's involved in the camp. I know that was a tremendous victory, and I'm hoping, like you said, you know, this could be bigger fights for Jordan Gill in the future. So 2024 looks like it's shaping up to be a great year. So look, I'm excited, cuz I'm genuinely excited. Were there other sort of fights in that card that you wanted to sort of pick up and discuss?
I literally, because I was busy yesterday, I literally just caught up with the main event.
Yeah, no, it's fair. No, it's fair. I think the main event was, you know, part of the show, and it was just a nice fitting way to end a tremendous night. But cuz look, you know, everyone's obviously tuned in for the main event, which is obviously Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte. Because I'm not even going to lie to you, the build-up had a lot of obviously controversy, of course. You saw Ryan Garcia had a lot to say about Oscar De La Hoya, about Bernard Hopkins as well. There was a lot of things said during this time, and I can't lie, it was good to see Ryan Garcia, you know, produce a victory, especially in that manner. But a lot of people, and this is what I'm just going on online anyway. Do you think the stoppage was a bit early, or was it right?
Do you know what? From ref's point of view, I think it was just perfect that he stopped it there and then, because should it have continued, it could have been worse. It could have got worse. But without the stoppage, if it went to distance, that could have went either way. Just going by Ryan's performance, it wasn't the best. I understand he's moved up to 140. I believe before he goes in with the big boys, he needs a few more warm-up fights. I mean, yesterday he just about won, if we're being honest here, because there was a time where he was fighting, he was just throwing the jabs, and I think the crowd was just booing because they expected more. We wanted that explosive speed, Ryan Garcia. And again, remember, he's just he got defeated by a tank. That's his first loss. So sometimes psychologically it can play out. Do you know what I mean? So overall, he done well, but I think he needs at least 2 more warm-up fights. And according to him, he said that his opponent was tougher than Tank. He hits harder. So a part of me, I'm thinking, because he's been in the ring with that opponent, then just throw him in the deep end. But again, it comes down to his management and his coach, and him, of course.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I kind of want to go through some of the comments before I sort of make my view on that. Blunt Therapy is obviously saying Floyd Schofield looked really good. So, yes, massive shout out to him. Palamos Music's obviously saying, what was the shoulder roll thing all about? He's no Floyd. And Blunt Therapy is obviously saying, he said he was trying to stop his momentum, then went back to boxing tall. And Blunt Therapy is saying on his feet. And last one from Palamos Music, he also said he would show us something special and prove to us. Because honestly, it was a good battle for Ryan Garcia. Let's be honest. It was a good fight for him to have on his comeback as well. I always have a thing where Romero did the same thing. Obviously, Ryan Garcia's doing the same thing. A lot of people keep trying to say Tank ain't got power, but he's knocking the guys out, man. I don't know if it's like a bit of a petty thing, but you must have some sort of power if you're, getting the guy down. I would say though, Tank as a counter puncher is one of the best in the world, and maybe because he's able to do that so well, he's getting the guys down. But because we know just from looking at his fights, he's got the equalizer, and it was a good performance from Ryan Garcia. In my view, I think it was a good fight for him to have. Normally when you have these situations, you've lost a fight, you put him back against a fighter that's not really, but Oscar Duarte proved that, he only had 1 draw, 1 loss coming into that fight. He had 11 knockouts coming into that fight as well. So he was confident. He wanted to prove a point as well. And it was a good battle in the end. And I think, Ryan stepped it up. He did well. And he obviously showed his speed, his class, and he obviously showed his power at the end to obviously knock down the guy, man. But look, Blunt Therapy is obviously saying Ryan has a lot of speed and power, just needs to work on his blocking and footwork. Cuz, what's your thoughts about that? Do you think Ryan can, take a lot from this fight? What kind of adjustments would you make?
Of course. In terms of his defense, he needs to improve on his defense. The speed and power is still there, but I just feel that he's rushing too much. I think, you know, his new coach, which is
Derek James.
yeah, I think I could see something special happening. If anything, how I see it, like, look, Ryan could either challenge Romero next, or he can rematch Oscar again. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, you're throwing him straight back in that
Yeah,
Mexican
of course,
heat.
because look, the reality is, look, Ryan says he wants to become a world champion, right? And like, look, it would be nice if he wants to challenge the winner of Progress and Haney, because correct me if I'm wrong, they're not really they're good fighters, but not powerful punchers. So it'll be a good fight for Ryan. But at the same time, I just think he just needs to warm up. He needs someone like Romero or even Ahara Davis will be a good fight for Ryan.
Yeah, cuz you're throwing in some good names, and big up to you, cuz, honestly, and big up to Blunt Therapy as well. The way he's involved in the church, this is what we love. He's obviously saying that, and like I said, stop measuring the jab, use it to set up deadly combos with that power. No, it's good advice, good words there, and he's saying that he should fight Rowley, then Haney for sure. Look,
Go.
the options. He's got a lot of options, cause
But do
he's moved up to one. Yeah, go on.
you think he's ready to fight the likes of Haney, Lopez, or Progress?
Straight away. Look, I would ease him into the weight division. It was obviously his first fight. Like you said, I think it would be good to. I know not a lot of us would want to see it, but a rematch with Oscar Duarte. I think he definitely made that fight competitive. There's quite a few fights he could make at the division. He's obviously calling out the likes of Shakur and Rolly Romero. I think the Rolly Romero fight does make sense, because both guys are coming from a loss against Tank. Both guys have said Tank don't carry the power per se, which we obviously know that's not the case. And I think that regular championship would be a nice little step up for him before he fights a Progress who's a champion. Teofimo Lopez, the takeover champion. Obviously, Haney's moving up for that title shot. So, look, it's going to be a tremendous event that could potentially happen. Palamos Music's obviously saying, watching that, Haney would muller Ryan, and Blunt Therapy is obviously saying Ryan versus Haney is my favorite fight out of anyone right now. But I don't know how long till he can be ready. Very true. Very true.
You mentioned that he wants Shakur, what, at 140?
I'm guessing so. Yeah, I'm guessing 140. Yeah, I'm guessing he's trying to call him up to 140. But the reason why there's beef between both guys is because they've obviously had a few run-ins in the amateurs. They know each other really well, and I think Ryan just thinks, and he's always believed that he's got his number. So look, he could think that. Shakur obviously didn't really look the best in his last fight. Ryan's obviously got the KO in this fight, so the momentum's obviously looking good for Ryan. If that fight was to happen, cuz, would you, because obviously Shakur's the champion, would you advise Ryan to possibly go down to challenge him for the title, or would you say to Shakur, come up to 140 and fight Ryan?
I'll probably say for Ryan to go down to 135, because what? Yeah, 135, because 140. I mean, has Shakur ever fought at 140 before?
No, I believe he hasn't. But the way we look at the dynamics of Tank, Haney, Teofimo Lopez, a lot of these guys, eventually they're going to be welterweight fighters in the next few years. So we just need to see these guys fight each other. I think the lightweight division up into the welterweight division, there's a lot of talent, and I genuinely think a lot can happen. Because let's get into some of these comments. Everyone's getting involved. Big up, big up, big up. Obviously, Blunt Therapy is saying Ryan got way more speed and power, and I think he can beat Haney. All these are good words. Blunt Therapy is obviously saying he beat him in the amateurs, and maybe not right now. And Blunt Therapy is obviously saying Shakur beat Ryan in the amateur, but I got Ryan, to be honest. Shakur can't handle that power, I don't think. Ooh, some good words here. And Blunt Therapy is obviously saying he looks scary versus Edwin. Ooh, and and the last point from Palamos Music, Cambosis Jr. versus Ryan Garcia. I think that would be a good fight. But would you say 55 though? That would be a good fight.
At what weight? Because at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, Kambosis is in talks to fight in Lomachenko.
Yes. Yeah, I don't see that fight happening at 140. And I don't see Ryan Garcia going down to 135 as well. I think, look, he's like Haney. They've both been obviously struggling at the weight. So I think it just makes sense for both guys to, stay in their division. And there's a lot of fights that can happen, because this is the craziest thing about the lightweight division, because you see a lot of those guys that can move up to 140 and also move up potentially to welterweight. And I believe as well, Haney, correct me if I'm wrong, after this fight, if Haney was to win, he's moving up to 147, no?
What? Straight away?
Yeah.
Wouldn't he want to unify the division?
Nah, he's apparently something with the weight and all of that. Yeah, moving up to 147.
147.
Potentially, cuz these are big boys, cuz.
Okay, so if let's just say Haney moves up to 147, if we don't get the Eubank and Conor Benn fight, I could potentially see Haney and Conor Benn.
Woo! So you got the Dream versus the Destroyer. Where you having that fight? It has to be in the States because of the whole Conor Benn situation with the license and stuff like that. Look, Ryan should fight a legit 140. Makes a lot of sense. I would like that fight if Cambosis was 140. And Blunt Therapy is obviously saying, he said he wants to fight one person at 147. And I think he's staying at 140. Because I did, right. I did hear sort of lingers of Keith Thurman and those kind of names. So,
Wow. Or if anything, if Haney, if he wants to fight someone at 147, what's his name? Marios Barrios. He's at 140. He's 147, isn't it?
El Azteca.
That'd be an interesting fight. I'm still sure that he beat you guys, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, what? El Azteca? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Respect on El Azteca, man.
It's just mad because everybody was shook of you guys when they beat Manny Pacquiao, and obviously he got beaten by Errol Spence. Fair enough. But then I thought, oh, when Marios beat him, I'm thinking, oh my gosh. But then Conor Benn was calling out you guys as well, so it's interesting just to see if the Ben and Eubank fight doesn't happen, he's got options. He can challenge for a world title, Ennis Boots, or he can go for Marios Barrios. If Haney wants to move up if he wants to have a fight at 147, he can fight Haney. Who else we got? Obviously, there's a lot more in the division. The lightweight / junior welterweight division it's a madness at the moment. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's looking mad, cuz, and I think generally we're going to see quite a lot of fights. Of course, obviously Blunt Therapy is obviously saying something like that. Not too sure, so I'm guessing about the moving up in weight. I think it was Keith only, so he's obviously only calling out Thurman. And he thinks he'll probably beat Keith Thurman. Because if I was to just ask you just direct live, Haney versus one time like Keith Thurman, what's happening in that, man? One off.
It's a tricky one because I do feel that one time a lot of people are disrespecting, thinking, he's done out here. I understand he's been inactive, but remember he was inactive before and he beat Barrios. Yeah, but I just think now because one time is getting older and Haney's more active, there's a slim chance that Haney will probably beat him. It'll probably go to distance and Haney will beat him on points. But I just feel that it's a mismatch and it's unfair, man. I mean, why would you target someone who's inactive? Just think about it. It's just like, if anything, I'll probably just make one time Keith Thurman fight Adrian Broner because they're both inactive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he wants to challenge someone at 147, then go for Conor Ben. It makes
Get the lion, get the hungry lions. And the thing is, as well, we got to kind of look at the welterweight division, and look, we're seeing a lot of the names such as Spence. I don't see him fighting at 147 no more. Keith Thurman, I don't see him fighting at 147 no more.
Really?
No, I don't see him fighting. He wants to campaign at 154. So that's why I'm trying to sort of understand how, if this was to happen, Haney and Keith Thurman, would it be at a catch weight? Is it going to be at 147? There's a lot of questions, obviously, to answer, of course. And Blunt Therapy is obviously saying he can probably beat Keith, which he obviously mentioned before. Closer Shields was straight disrespecting him. I just think Haney would get a win, probably off robbery. Obviously, it's a bit crazy. And would be close with Keith, as he's decent, of course. Because, you know, you know me, man. I do like Keith Thurman. I do believe in one time. I just don't think he's obviously had the luck in kind of making these fights. But the welterweight division is shaping up beautifully for the next few years, because we have these lightweights and these sort of junior welterweights that are going to go up, and we're going to see the likes of Josh Taylor potentially fight at 147. There's talks of him fighting a Pacquiao, which I'm not really sort of a big fan of, but if he can do it, let's have it.
But it doesn't look. Look, it just doesn't make no sense. Josh Taylor just coming off a loss, right? If anything, it would make sense if Lopez fought Pacquiao, because he's the champion at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It don't make no sense at all. If anything, like again, not Lopez, Taylor, if he fight Conor Ben, simple, fight Conor Ben. You know, just fight Conor Ben, because for me, I just feel that it's unfair. Like, he's getting an opportunity to fight a legend, yeah, but why, bro? He lost his last fight. In fact, just deep it. He lost his last fight. If he had beaten Lopez, then all right, fair enough. But then again, it's just like, come on, man. Pacquiao's old now, man. I mean, look, Pacquiao's not the prime Pacquiao back in the days. Pacquiao, he's not. I don't want to disrespect. I don't want to say he's a has-been. No, but it's just like he's not at his prime. Yeah. So, if anything, I just say, if anything, Josh always said he wanted to move up to 147, right? Yeah. Fight Ennis Boots.
Yeah.
Fight him.
Yeah. Let's get these fights on now, cuz you're 100% right. And Palermo's music. Now, big up Palermo's music, always getting involved in discussions. He's obviously saying, is Adrian Broner free, not banged up? Yeah, he's free, man. He's out.
He should be fighting, I believe, what he's supposed to be fighting.
I think his fight got cancelled, I believe, and he's reschedule it. And Blunt Therapy is obviously saying Ryan versus Josh Taylor could be a good fight.
It could be, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Josh has made it clear that he wants to move up now. I think 140, he's struggling with that now. So, I mean, possibly on catch weight, and I don't know. But I just think now, I mean, look, what's going on with Spence and Crawford? If that fight's not happening, then Crawford might just vacate the belts.
Yeah. Do what Haney's done. Haney's obviously vacated the other belts. The division's opened up now. You know, there's a great opportunity for guys to, you know, start taking over and state their name as undisputed champ. I just want to see Crawford do the same. If he's not defending his title, vacate it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure they made it clear the rematch, which was supposed to happen, by the way, in November, it's happening at 154, meaning the belts are not online.
Yeah, it's more of a pride thing. It's more of a pride thing.
If anything, do you know what? Vacate the belts and just fight at 154. Just fight at 154. If anything, if it's not Spence next, then Charlo.
Yeah. I agree with you completely. I just think that we're at a stage now in boxing where it's been absolutely tremendous. We've had events after events. We've seen undisputed champions crowned, both from the women's, both from the men as well. I just think we need to see more of it. And for Crawford to achieve what he achieved this year is absolutely tremendous. No one can take that away from him. 2-time undisputed. So it wouldn't be a bad look for him to vacate the belts and just allow the other people in the division to, become undisputed. So it's a lot of good points here. So Blunt Therapy is obviously saying 147 is better for Josh Taylor. I agree with you as well. And he might not be that good there. We don't know. It's up in the air. And Palamos Music is saying, have you heard what Baby Miller threatened Eddie Hearn? Because Baby Miller's your guy, man. What's he said? What's he said?
My understanding, correct me, I could be wrong, is after the press conference, the one they had not long ago, he said to Eddie Hearn, why didn't you back me the way you backed Conor Benn? And Eddie Hearn said no. And then he said to Eddie Hearn, if I see you in New York, it's a wrap. And Eddie told him to F off. I think it's all banter, and I don't think it's anything serious. I just think what it is, I think Miller wants to fight AJ because you already know it's a big pay. Would that fight ever happen? I don't know. I said this before. A farewell fight for AJ when he's ready to retire, it could be Miller. I don't know, but at this point now, I can't see it happening because the route already. He's got Otto Wallen in front of him, then he's got Wilder or the vacated IBF once Fury and Usyk had their fight. So it's just, look, he can say all this and that, then it's just long. It's just words, man. If anything, not even that, he's got to fight Triple D. So he has to get past Triple D, then he can talk more. Because if he loses to Triple D,
bye-bye. That's what I'm saying. Bye-bye. And look, big up Aisha. This is obviously our iBoxingHub sister. So guys, make sure you tune into her show, Green Diamond Boxing, every Monday at 7:30. She's obviously saying, I heard about that Eddie. Obviously, Eddie told Baby Miller to F himself. And she's obviously laughing with Palamos Music. And Palamos Music's obviously saying, Eddie's getting ripped. Don't F with him. And last obviously point is Eddie Hearn was ripping Tyson hard as F after the Francis fight. Bro's always saying some stupid-ass. Because you already know, it's already a madness, man.
Business, isn't it? It's end of the day, look, behind closed doors, I wouldn't say they're best as friends, but, they're mutual. But it's just, like I said, look, let's just roll on the 23rd of December. I'm gassed. I'm excited. I can't wait. I know for facts there's going to probably be a few knockouts. There
should be, because there's some.
Do you know what? Yeah. Lyndon Arthur might do the business, He might actually do the business. Because I know a lot of people are saying, but Lyndon Arthur, I won't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Lyndon Arthur beats Bivol.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? That would be massive. That would be absolutely massive.
Arthur to beat Bivol, obviously there would be a rematch. But let's just say if there was no rematch clause, well, I don't know, I'm just guessing. He's the man. He's the man. He can say who he wants to fight unless it's a mandatory challenge.
Who would you put him in with next? Like, if he was to win?
I wouldn't put him against Yard. If anything, the winner out of Duarte and or the winner out of Callum Smith and Bertabith. Because then that's a unification. Do you know what I mean? Just imagine, just deeper, right? Just deeper, just deeper, guys. After all of this madness, everyone's talking about Bivol and Bertabith that should fight each other. We need to have one undisputed light heavyweight champion, and then that one undisputed light heavyweight champion becomes Lyndon Arthur, bro. Whew. Just deep.
It's gonna be booming, cuz that's
bro. He does it, becomes undisputed, and then he retires, scatters the belt. Hey,
you can go on.
I've said this so many times, boxing is so unpredictable because anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look, we didn't expect Ngannou to drop Fury. We didn't. We just thought, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is boxing. You don't play boxing. This is boxing. So Yeah, just roll on the 23rd, man. I'm excited, man. I want to see the Triple D and Baby Miller, Wilder and Parker, AJ and Otto Wallin, and obviously Bivol and Arthur, and there's another one, Jaya Apitar fighting got his name, man. But yeah,
Ellis Zorro, man. Ellis Zorro. It's
there you
savvy.
go.
No, it's a big event. It's a big event, and we're obviously gonna have some of our family up there, of course. Obviously Aisha and Ra. By God willing, they'll obviously be there so that we can give you guys some tremendous access into the boxing world. So, cause I'm excited for that event, and I'm hoping that both AJ and Wilder sort of come out of their fights fine and win in spectacular fashion so that we could see the big one.
Right. So there's a rematch clause if with AJ and Otto Wallin. Should AJ loses, there's a rematch clause. Eddie's made it clear. Now, what I'm saying here is just like, okay, let's just say if they were both to lose, so what happens? Is this fight still happening, or is it just vanished, going away?
Yeah.
Now that fight, AJ and Wilder, if it does happen, it's for the mandatory position for the WBC.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just think because they should just scrap this rematch clause rubbish. It just slows down the process, cuz man. Like, and also as well, I know it's business. I know promoters such as Eddie, Frank, etc. They're tremendous at doing what they do. Obviously, big up Bukayo Saka. I know he's gassed Arsenal getting a tremendous victory. I know they're protecting the assets, and I know it's all part of the business. But for us fans, when we're seeing sort of rematch clauses in these fights, don't you think that these fighters, they're not gonna, obviously they're gonna fight, they get in the ring, it's for their lives, etc. But don't you think they have a bit of a complacency knowing, if there's a bit of a slip up, then look, I'm back in there. It's like, when you're playing a game, you're playing, let's say Mario or whatever, you die, you just straight back in. You know what I mean? You've got another life you can play. Whereas back in the days when we had the SNES, there was no going back. Once everything's off, that's it. That's how it should be in boxing.
But the thing is, yeah, you got to see it from Otto Wallin's point of view. He beats AJ. He's laughing because he gets to fight him again and he's getting paid again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Him fighting AJ, I mean, it could be wrong. It could be one of his biggest paycheck.
It will be. It will be.
At the same time, if AJ beats him and Wilder beats Parker, AJ and Wilder, is there a rematch clause there as well? Because it's just not going to make no sense. So it's like, okay, one person wins, then rematch, then the other person loses. What's the point? But listen, look, let's just roll on the 23rd of December. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm gassed. I can't wait. At the same time, I'm tired. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. Monday, tomorrow, we've got our sister Green Diamond at, I believe, 8 o'clock, 7:30. Then we're back on here, Boxing Roundup, 7:30 on Wednesday. And then we've got the RnR show on Thursday, 8 o'clock. And then we are back here again on Sunday at 7:30. Guys, remember to
actually it's 8:30 tomorrow, so Aisha's just reminded us. So guys, Green Diamond Boxing show tomorrow, 8:30. So make sure if you're watching this show, hit the bell so that you get a notification when Aisha goes live, and whenever we go live. It's really important, you guys, obviously, to hit the bell so that you get those notifications when all of us go live. So, cuz, massive love to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Thank you. But listen, roll on the 23rd, man. I'm gassed. Listen, the 23rd, we're gonna be going back and forth anyway, man. Do you know what I mean? But where for those, yeah, it's crazy. This is a game changer. This is the 23rd. It's equivalent to WrestleMania, mate. Like it's wow.
This is it, cuz this is WrestleMania for the first time in boxing history. It feels like a WrestleMania 1 you know, kind of moment. And I feel that we're gonna get so much more events like this now that we've seen the first, you know, cold.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. I honestly, I hope so, man. I hope so, because it's just, dude, I'm just excited. Just to think that you got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, in the same room. You got Wilder and AJ fighting on the same undercard, dude. This is, man, this
dream.
Amazing, man. This is WrestleMania live on the 23rd of December. Oh my goodness. But yeah, guys, I'm off now, man. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Have a lovely, productive week. Peace and love.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag.